Hi guys, and how is your week? I hope that you're having an amazing week and that the lockdowns and everything that's happening in Europe and around the world are not affecting too much your life and well-being. But I don't want to discuss too much the subject because we're at healthy baking lessons. So welcome back. This is the 5th episode and the 5th lesson, which is going to be focused on healthy baking. Well, first of all, I want to start with a small explanation of what healthy baking means for me, because maybe some of you don't know me and maybe haven't seen my previous videos. So healthy baking means cakes or desserts which are made with natural ingredients, biological and ecological ingredients, which are really good for your health in the end. They're suitable for people which have food restrictions, because there are many nowadays. The problem with food is that it became along the years less nutritional. So then it creates all sorts of problems. You can have a problem with your cholesterol and it's really high, and then you need to have a diet. You could have food allergies, food intolerances is full of them nowadays. You could have diabetes or problems related to other organs, and then you need to have a diet. You need to follow a diet, and you will have food restrictions, of course. I have, for example, allergies to wheat flour and to eggs, plus peanuts. But with peanuts, what's easy, you just don't eat peanuts anymore and products based on peanuts. But the problem with eggs and wheat flour is that they're in everything. You will need eggs for the cakes, you will need wheat flour for the cakes, you will need wheat flour for pastry, and wheat flour, it's in literally everything. Even if you're in your soy sauce, you have wheat flour. So it became a problem, of course, because I couldn't eat anymore the normal food, and I had to find solutions. Then it came the idea, because of course you have raw vegan, you have raw cakes, which are really good, and you have the traditional cakes, but you have nothing in between. So if you don't want to eat like a calorie bomb, which is the raw vegan cake, because it has a lot of dates, a lot of peanuts, and also things in these kind of families. And the traditional cakes, which are made with the traditional ingredients, of course, but they're not good for you anymore, because let's say you cannot eat refined sugar, you cannot eat eggs, you cannot eat the wheat flour or other ingredients as well, or the milk, for example. So then what do? And I found many substitutes for these kind of ingredients, and they're really good. They can be used in cakes and desserts and in anything else in your daily food, so that you can enjoy again the traditional cake that you were used to, but with a twist. You have the new substitutes, the new ingredients that will make the cake great again. So the last times I talked about different ingredients from the healthy baking. And today I want to talk about colorants, because I'm sure many times you asked yourself, like, what can you use to color your cake? And of course you have the ones that you can find in the store, the bottle ones, or you can find they also have gels, and they're very easy to use. But the question arises, are they natural? Are they healthy? And there are other options as well, which you know very well that they're healthy. You can make them in your house and you can use them anytime you want. So this time I want to tell you this kind of things, and to know what you can use to color your cream or your dough and to make it delicious, of course, because it will bring savor as well, not only color. For the ones that don't know me, my name is Raluca Negra and I'm a baker for more than 6 years, and I'm promoting healthy baking, as I told you before, and a healthy lifestyle in the end, because that will make our body healthier and more thankful. So I want you to be able to do the same, even if you have food restrictions, to be able to eat the cakes that you once loved and you cannot have them anymore due to different reasons. Each person can have their own reason. Even if it's a healthy diet, even if it's a healthy lifestyle, even if it's a food allergy or any food restriction of any kind. The good thing is that you can use all these advice and all these products, you can use them in your daily food, which is great. For example, with chia seeds, you can replace the eggs in cakes and in other foods, but you can also use them in yogurt or in quark that you eat in the morning, and will bring a lot of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to your body. So it will be healthy and good in many ways. So going back to the subject for today, which is going to be the colorants, the healthy colorants in the end. Of course, you know that in baking a lot of colorants are used, the food colorants, even if they are natural or artificial. The ones that are used quite often, especially the food colorants which are natural, it's the beta-carotene, which is contained in many products that you can buy in the stores as well. The artificial colorants, food colorants, are easier to obtain, of course. These are obtained through chemical procedures. And because some of them can present toxicity, a lot of long-term tests are being done on them to know if they are good or not for the human body. But of course, if they are artificially obtained, they are not 100% healthy, even if they do not present toxicity. The artificial ones, they are usually obtained through combining certain chemical substances. On the other hand, the natural food colorants you can obtain from vegetables, from animals, or any minerals which exist already in the nature and have the power to color other products. You can make them from seeds, from fruits, from vegetables, from different leaves, algae, and even insects. How can you extract the color from this colorant, you may ask? This is a very good question to ask and to know how to use them, of course. You have two methods. The first one, you can boil the vegetable or the fruit, and after that you can use the liquid that you have obtained, either in your cake, either in your smoothie. You can choose how you will use it for your cream, for your dough, or whatever you want to obtain. You can even make a syrup for your pancakes, for example, and eat it like that, or to decorate a cake. There are many uses for this kind of colorants. Or you can make a juice or a puree from that vegetable or that fruit, which you have to pour through a material or through a sieve for it to keep the seeds or any skin of that fruit which remain to this process. It is possible for some of the fruits or the vegetables to give a certain taste, but you can use vanilla to mask that flavor if you don't like it too much. But it's not going to be the case for the most of them. In general, the fruits don't give any flavor that you might not like. If you eat beetroot, for example, if you use beetroot, that could give a taste that maybe you don't like very much, or spinach, for example. But as I said, you can use vanilla to mask any taste that you would not like in your cakes. So, what fruits and vegetables can you use? You might ask yourself, and actually there are vegetables and fruits that you can obtain and buy very easy from the supermarket, just for them to be natural and not full of chemicals. That would be really good to start with. So if you want pink, you can use beetroot. If you want to color your cream in a nice pink, you can use this vegetable. You can boil it or bake it, depends how do you prefer, and then you can make it, you can transform it into a juice or a puree. You can use a blender for them, for all these kind of fruits or for the veggies. I guess everybody has a blender in their home, or if not, it's a very easy tool to obtain. For red, you can use the raspberries. You can use either the frozen one that you defreeze, of course, and after that you can make a puree, or you can use the fresh one. The puree you pour through a sieve to get rid of the seeds that may remain from the fruit. For yellow, you can use an orange or more oranges, depending how much juice you want to obtain. From this one, you can use the freshly squeezed juice, and it's really nice. has a lot of vitamins, and it's really good for this season, especially when you need a lot of vitamin C. For orange, you can use carrots. You can make either a juice from the carrots or a puree from the freshly boiled carrots. If, for example, you will have the puree, you can mix it with a little bit of water, like a spoon of water, to be easier to pour it through the sieve. Why do you pour it through a sieve, you might ask? Because, for example, when you want to make a very nice mousse, you want a very smooth and nice cream. And if it has the seeds that the fruits contain, or if it has big chunks of fruits or vegetables, it's not going to be so smooth anymore. So this is why you need a sieve, but it's really easy to use, so it won't make any kind of problems. If you want the color blue, you can use the blueberries. You can use them either frozen or fresh ones. Either way, it doesn't make too much of a difference. The first one, if they are defreeze, they might be a little bit, they might have a little bit more water. But that is the only downside of this. You can transform them into a puree and then you pour them through the sieve. If you want dark violet, you can use the blackberries. Exactly the same way to obtain it like the blueberries. So nothing difficult there. If you want the color green, you can use the spinach, which is very healthy. If you remember with Popeye, the big muscles and everything, so you're gonna be strong from the spinach. You can make a juice from the fresh leaves of the spinach, or a puree, but then you need to add a little bit of water to extract the juice from it. Of course, you will need a bigger quantity of this kind of colorants because they are not that strong. The pigment is not that strong as in the artificial obtained ones. It could be maybe even double. The only consequence of this is that you might add in your dough or in your cream more water. So the cream or the dough are going to be more watery, and you don't want that. For example, if you put this colorant in a cream, you can add more of the other ingredients. If you're making a mousse, you can add a little bit more whipped cream. Or if you're making a cream cheese, you can add a little bit more cheese in order to have a dense cream that you can cut very well and will stay really well on your cake. If we're talking about the dough, then more water in the dough is going to ruin a bit this consistency. It won't grow so well, so it's going to stay a little bit more dense. It's not going to be the perfect fluffy dough that you wish so much and you're going to love. What you can do then, you can either lower the quantity of the other liquids that are called for in the recipe, or if it's too watery, you can add a little bit more dry ingredients into the dough. So you can change like that, repair it like that actually. So if you're asking how much you should put, I cannot answer you the exact question and the exact amount right now, because for that I would need to know the exact amount of fruits that you're using. It really depends if you're pouring 50 milliliters of the juice or the puree, or if you're pouring 100 or 150. My advice would be to look a bit at the dough and see how it looks. What's the consistency? If the consistency is too watery, then you need, of course, more dried ingredients, and that is very easy to fix because before you put it in the oven. And of course, you need to know exactly the proportions in which you add it. It's not going to be too hard. So if you're used to making a little bit the cakes, you will know how a dough should look and what is going to be the consistency. Not too hard and not too liquid as well. It needs the right amount of water or liquid for it to grow very, very well. But don't worry, it's not going to be hard to know. If, for example, your dough will be a little bit more watery and you're not going to fix this, you need to leave it longer in the oven for it to have time to grow and to become, and at a lower temperature, don't forget. Because if it's at a higher temperature and a longer period of time, the outside will be done, but the inside is going to be not made. It's not going to be made. So just be careful at these things, and you're going to have amazing cakes and amazing colorful cakes, and the kids are gonna love it because they love colors. So this is going to be the right amount. So this is going to be the right way to give them something healthy and give them something colored. If you have questions regarding this theme or anything else that involves the healthy baking, don't hesitate to send me an email or a message. You can send me an email at info@ralucanegra.com. You can message me on Facebook. You can find me at Raluca Negra. You can find me on Instagram at Andrea Raluca Negra. Or you can find more articles and recipes on my website, which is www.ralucanegra.com. And of course, you can find these videos on YouTube as well. So I hope that you enjoyed the subject and that you will use for now on the natural colorants that you can obtain really easy. You just need a blender and a walk to the store to get your materials. So I wish you a very good week, very nice, productive week, and see you next time at Healthy Baking Lessons. Bye!